Okay, this whole process is in Proverbs 4:18. Let's read it because it's one of my most favorite parts of the whole book of Proverbs. It says in verse 18, the two roads of life, the path of the just. Now remember just, you guys I can't remember whether you've had theology yet, but justification, sanctification, redemption are all connected. Actually, I'll throw in regeneration right there because that's where it starts. Regeneration is when we come alive in Christ. Justification, in fact, this is how I described verse 18, the path of the just. When I was a youth pastor, the boys in my youth group a lot of times weren't paying attention. And so I had to do illustrations for them. I said, this is you, my Bible is a graveyard, and that's how you started out in life, dead to God. And I said, God reached down and redeemed you. So I said, you know what redemption is? I'll show you. This is redemption, God grabbing you. But redemption is only God grabbed you and said, I'm buying that. It's kind of like you going to the store, to 7-Eleven, and you grabbing your Coke or your chips, and you grab them, and you're holding them. That's redemption. But justification is this. Here's God. He's up here. Here's me. I'm down here. This is justification. God raised me. What he says is, you are not a lost pagan, hopeless sinner. You are now justified. You are a saint. Remember I told you in Rhode Island, they would say, I'm not a saint because it was Roman Catholic state. So redemption is God purchasing us out of the slave market of sin. Justification is God raising us up and seating us with Christ. But watch, this is all of life. This is the brighter path, fleeing sin, all of that. The rest of life, God has justified me, redeemed me, but watch what he does. It's kind of like working out in the health club. He's pulling me closer to him. This is God, this is me. And I go, and I resist. And he goes, pulls me. And I go, That is sanctification. And sanctification is progressive. And so there is a decreasing frequency of sin and an increasing frequency of me responding to God. That's what sanctification is. So my going toward God, I want God, and I hate sin more and more. So you and I, when we follow the path that God has laid out, he's regenerated us, redeemed us. Actually, the regeneration, he gives us a new heart. He buys us out of the slave market of sin. He makes us righteous in Christ. But this is the lifelong process. This is what being saved is, right there. It's God pulling me closer and closer and closer. And here's what it looks like. The path of the just, verse 18, is like the shining sun. We love the light. We want to get closer to the light. Jesus is the light. And look at the end of verse 18. That shines ever brighter unto the perfect day. Sanctification has three parts. There is our progressive sanctification. That's what I'm talking about right here. There is our actually the bottom line here is glorification and positional, the three. The positional is that Jesus justified me and made me a saint. The progressive is this, that I am seeking and responding more and more to God and hating sin more and more. But someday, we aren't going to be saved anymore. We're going to be glorified. And what that means is that in heaven, there's no more struggle with sin. God, as Paul put it this way in 1 Thessalonians 5:23. Paul said to the Thessalonians, "And the very God of peace sanctify you completely. And I pray, God, your whole spirit, soul, and body be preserved blameless to the coming of Christ." That's the goal. But on the way, the path gets brighter.